Welcome to the Sports 101 News Network. If you're new to this video, please don't forget to go and hit that subscribe button and also hit that post notifications so that you'll be notified each and every time we upload a video. On this video, I'm going to talk about the herd, and I'm going to let you listen to a soundbite from the herd. It's about 5 minutes long, and they're talking about Deshaun Watson and Dak Prescott. Deshaun Watson got paid 5 days ago. On the show, they're saying the fact that Dak Prescott got franchise tagged was the right decision by the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to let you listen to the soundbite, but I'm going to come back and talk about it and give my analysis and tell you what I think, because I'm tired and sick and tired of the sports talking media making Dak Prescott a horrible quarterback, a quarterback that shouldn't get paid, and a quarterback that can't do good if the weapons that are around him were to be gone. Essentially, that's what the herd, the host of the herd, make it look like. And I'm going to let you listen to the sound bites right now. I'll be back after this to tell you the way I feel and to give you my side of the story. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, and I'm going to explain why the talking heads are wrong, why the sports media always speaks bad about Dak Prescott. Here's a soundbite.
It's just such a weird time in America where during my vacation there was a day when I was on the lake hanging out with friends, and all of a sudden I forgot, oh my God, the Lakers are playing. And I'm a sportscaster. This is August, September is not when I've ever watched in the middle of the afternoon or late afternoon, have ever watched NBA playoff games. The NFL season is sneaking up on us because we didn't have a preseason. So generally I get used to it. You bet a few games, you have some fun, you get football. NFL starts Thursday. So it is, I think it's for a lot of us, it's like we have these weird schedules where only baseball is playing when they normally play. Everything else is sort of out of sorts and not quite there. And now the consumption of all of it, you're watching a lot of sports, but they're all going up against each other right now. So it's a very weird time. And I found myself on occasion during my week off of just forgetting there were games on. This is something that's not forgettable. Deshaun Watson signs a 4-year, $160 million extension with the Houston Texans. We now have multiple teams in the NFL. LA Rams with Jared Goff, Kansas City with Mahomes, Philadelphia with Carson Wentz, and Houston with Deshaun Watson, who have paid their star quarterbacks early. And in two cases, Deshaun Watson and Carson Wentz, we've got major injury history with both. And yet Dak is franchise tag. This is the deal mostly that Dak wanted. What is really interesting about Dak and Deshaun Watson. Now, obviously, Dak's been in the league longer than Deshaun Watson. Obviously, Deshaun was a higher draft pick than Dak Prescott. But let's take the last 2 years. So they've both had some years in the league. What is shocking is how similar they are. Deshaun's won a few more games. They both have 52 touchdowns and around 20 picks. They both complete about 66-67% of their throws, and one's passer rating is 100 and another is 98.4. It's the same guy. There's a big difference, though. Deshaun Watson's done that despite his surroundings. Dak has accomplished that because of his surroundings. This is why I never bought into all the Dallas reporters claiming that Dak was going to get big money. He has had a top 2 offensive line since he entered the league, a top 1 or 2 running back, a top 3 or 4 receiving core. His head coach always been an offensive guy. And as much as we roll our eyes at Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, they generally draft pretty well and have elite players my entire life. Dak and Deshaun's numbers are shockingly similar the last 2 years. One guy got there despite his surroundings in Houston. Another got there because of his surroundings in Dallas. Maybe it says Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are much better run than we think, but this is specifically why, if I give give you Mercedes, I want Mercedes results. If I give you a top 2 offensive line for 3 or 4 years, if I give you top 2 running back for 4 years, if I give you all sorts of candy in front of the perimeter, if I give you offensive coach after offensive coach, you got to do better than one playoff win. I mean, it's so funny to watch people bang on Jared Goff. Jared Goff got to a Super Bowl and had a chance to win it in the fourth quarter. It's like people that bang on Jimmy Garoppolo. For 3 quarters, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. He's pretty good. Dak still has all these, oh, man. That's what I always say about life. If you told me at 30 years old you're a millionaire, but you were a trust fund millionaire, not that impressive. If you're like, yeah, I'm a child of divorce, I went through a lot, I had to pay for my own college, and you're a millionaire at 30? Now that's something worth talking about. You may be a uniquely driven individual. Good for you. But what you're surrounded by matters. Josh Allen for Buffalo is a nice quarterback talent, but he's wild. If he didn't have a coach as good as Sean McDermott, he'd be a mess. Sam Darnold, I think, has much more talent, and I'd love to have Darnold over Josh Allen. He was a much better college player, and coming out of the draft, he was higher rated. But look at the dysfunction. The general manager, the first guy that ran the Jets, Adam Gase can't get along with any of his star players, and the first general manager was virtually incompetent. So, good for Deshaun Watson. I think he deserves every penny of it. And by the way, I think the franchise tag is great for Dak. If he pops this year, boom, pay him. I got no problem with it. But I was a huge advocate of franchise tagging Dak. The stuff around him offensively is unbelievably good. It's very rare. Look what Joe Burrow has this year to deal with. We got to be fair with Joe Burrow. He's going to get the you-know-what kicked out of him. Joe Burrow's got one nice receiver and he's got one old veteran, often beat-up wide receiver and a good running back. In that division, that is 5 wins max. Probably 4. Where you land, the support you get matters. Dak has had unbelievable. You may not like Jason Garrett. At least he played quarterback in the NFL. He wasn't one of these stodgy defensive coaches, John Fox, who's hyper-conservative. Jason Garrett was a quarterback in the NFL. There's a lot of worse situations than that. Okay.
All right. Let's talk about what he said. And I'm going to go into Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott and him saying Carson Wentz got paid because Carson Wentz can play. What you have to do is you have to understand that these hosts have to have talking points. And one of the talking points has always been, and way before Dak Prescott got into Dallas, they used to do this to Tony Romo. They did this to Tony Romo. In their book, Tony Romo can't do anything. The reason why I'm bringing Tony Romo into this discussion is because to let you know that this is not new. To let you know that whoever plays for the Dallas Cowboys will always not be enough for these hosts that have radio shows on Fox, on CBS, First Take, Undisputed, and all those shows. These are talking heads. Now let's get into the specifics. He said that Deshaun Watson and Dak Prescott are the same. Okay? He said they're the same. Now I agree with the numbers. They're the same. But they're not the same. Because look at the head coach. And I understand the Texans have not done much with their head coach, and their head coach has done one of the stupidest things that he can do as a head coach, which is let go of one of the best wide receivers in the league in Hawkins, and I made a video about that. You can go ahead and watch the video. Right now, it's the video that's below this video, but going back to the topic in hand, they're the same number-wise. Now, he said that Dak Prescott has a good or very, very talented supporting cast. He had Dez Bryant when he first came into the league. He had Des Bryant, and I'm not trying to put Des Bryant under the bus here. But Des Bryant was not the same Des Bryant that we know with Tony Romo. Okay? Now he has Amari Cooper and he has CeeDee Lamb and all that stuff. Now he has a very, very good supporting cast. Last time it was an okay supporting cast. He has had the top two offensive line in the league. I get that. But you also have to think about the head coach. He said that Jason Garrett at least was a quarterback in the league. Look, Jason Garrett cannot do anything, cannot motivate anybody if you let him motivate. He can't motivate. He is not a coach that will put a fire under your feet. Jason Garrett has been the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys for years. He has not done anything. See, in their book, Jason Garrett can't do anything wrong. Jason Garrett is not the problem in their book. It's always the quarterback. It was always Tony Romo when Tony Romo was playing. And now it's Dak Prescott. Don't let Jason Garrett be the problem. Look, one of the most important things in football is the leader. And I understand that Dak Prescott is the leader. He is a quarterback, but who's the head coach? If you watch the Dallas Cowboys and follow the Dallas Cowboys really closely, you will understand that the Dallas Cowboys ran the ball on first down. The Dallas Cowboys were literally predictable. You can tell what they're going to run before they run it. Okay? Don't give me this Dak Prescott. The fact that Dak Prescott got franchise tagged is a good thing. And if he plays good, you can pay him. I'm mad. Dak Prescott needs to get his money. Okay? He's talking about other quarterbacks. He's talking about the quarterback. He's talking about Joe Burrow. He's talking about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has not even played in this league yet. Joe Burrow will start tomorrow. And they're talking about him 5 days ago. See, the thing you have to understand is if you're a football player or if you are in college and you're watching this video and you're a quarterback or you're a high school quarterback and you somehow, some way make it to the NFL and get picked by the Dallas Cowboys, you have to understand as a Dallas Cowboy quarterback, and I'll get into the other thing, the first take issue and everything. I'll talk about it in this video as well after I'm done with the herd. The last point I'm going to make on this issue is you have to understand as a Dallas Cowboy fan that they have to have, when I say they, I mean the talking heads. I mean the people who are on radio, the people who talk for a living and everything. They have to have a talking point. They have to have people watch or listen to their shows. Otherwise, they're not gonna be as good, or their show probably gets dropped and everything. They have to have ratings, and in order to have ratings, they have to talk about the Dallas Cowboys when it comes to the NFL. Okay, when it comes to the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are always in the news because they get money for the networks. Okay, and there are a bunch of Dallas Cowboys haters. Okay, and in order to appeal those people, because they're not gonna appeal us, they're not gonna appeal me. I'm not gonna agree with what they have to say because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. And understand, I'm not saying that Dak Prescott is good and he needs to get paid. I'm not saying that just because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Okay, the guy has put himself into a situation where if he got injured in his last year, in his last year, meaning the last year of the contract, he didn't have no money left. If his season was done right there in that fourth year, he didn't have a fifth year option. He bet on himself, and the Dallas Cowboys ended up franchise tagging him, which I don't understand why. And he's playing in the franchise tag, and he's not holding out. He said, I'm happy to be a Dallas Cowboy. I'm happy to start the season. I can't wait until the season starts. If it was any other quarterback, he would hold out. Zeke hold out, and he got his money. Dak Prescott's saying, okay, you want me to prove it again? I'll play and show you if what I did on my last year of my contract wasn't enough for you to give me my money. I'll play and show you, Jerry Jones. And as Dallas Cowboy fans, we have to understand that Dak Prescott has to get signed. He has to get signed. There's no way that the Dallas Cowboys can franchise tag Dak Prescott again. I don't know. No, you don't bring in a new offense. You don't bring in a new head coach to franchise tag your quarterback. You bring in a new head coach and a new offensive book, a new place, new mindset to extend your quarterback, to keep your quarterback. And don't give me this Jason Garrett stuff. In my book, Jason Garrett is the worst head coach in the league. And Giants fans, you will see it. Because trust me, after this season, Jason Garrett is going to be your head coach. And you'll see what the Dallas Cowboy fans, what we are talking about. Now, let me talk about Skip Bayless and First Take for a second. Skip Bayless has been on fire, meaning people have been talking about what he said about Dak Prescott and him coming out and talking about him saying he was depressed and everything, and Skip Bayless saying, why would you say you're depressed? You're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys and blah, blah, blah. Okay, a bunch of gibberish, if you ask me. I think Skip Bayless, the days of Skip Bayless working on Fox Sports and Fox Sports 1 and him being on Undisputed, I think they're done. I think it's going to come down to Fox Sports executives sitting down with him and talking to him, and then eventually I feel like this is going to lead to Skip Bayless getting fired. Because in this day and age, you don't talk about depression. You don't say what Skip Bayless said about depression. You have to talk about depression. You have to be able to come out and use your platform to relate with other people, to say, hey, if you're dealing with depression, you're not the only one out here dealing with depression. Even though I'm a millionaire and I have money and I'm the quarterback of America's team, I think the best team in sports, money wise, business wise. I get depression too. I feel like Dak Prescott coming out and saying that he has dealt with depression before, and he's dealt with depression during the COVID-19 situation, which has not been over yet. We're still dealing with it, and everybody has dealt with somewhat of a depression during this COVID-19 time, and during this time, everybody has been dealing with depression. But I feel like this is going to be my last point. I feel like this is going to lead to Skip Bayless getting fired. I feel like Skip Bayless ruined his reputation, which was already a bad reputation that he had with him being a LeBron hater, with him not knowing basketball that much. But I think this is the nail in the coffin. I think this is done. I think Skip Bayless' career with Fox or in the sports media is over. What do you guys think? Do you, on both topics, do you think that the Dallas Cowboys franchise tagging Dak Prescott was the right decision? Do you think that, hey, Dak Prescott can win the Super Bowl? Dak Prescott is a great quarterback, and he's the right quarterback for Dallas, and the Dallas Cowboys have to give him his money. And what do you think about Skip Bayless? Do you think Skip Bayless coming out and literally tearing Dak Prescott apart, is that gonna lead him to getting fired from Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports? And are we gonna see a new host for Undisputed? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking. If you like what you're listening to, please don't forget to go and hit that subscribe button. And also hit that post notifications so that you will be notified each and every time we upload a video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking. Until next time, peace out.